We get to take a look at high school football and what's happening this weekend tonight. And we visit with Stephen Orr of the West Texas Friday Night Scoreboard Show. Stephen, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Chad. How are you?
Doing well. I appreciate you coming on today. And I guess we've got another good week of high school football coming up.
We do. And, technically this is the halfway point.
That's crazy.
We're going into what we always call dead week, the big bye week next week for most teams. But you've got some that are doing it this week. Coronado and Monterey both have the night off tonight as District 6-2A starts play, and that's got Friendship kicking off their district campaign against a 4-0 Odessa Permian team. So Friendship has had their ups and downs, and I don't think a great way for them to be starting district with one of the teams I think will be one of the tougher opponents in district play. But hey, if you get a win, get them out of the way and move on about your business. But when was the last time? And I don't know this, but I can't remember the last time that you had Lubbock Monterey and Lubbock Coronado both sitting at the dead week with that 4-0 records.
For both schools, they've got to be real happy.
I think they have to be really happy with where they are and the things they've done, because there are some quality wins there. It's not like it's all cupcake wins and all that. So great start to the season for them. Again, Friendship needs to get off to a good start in their district campaign. That's the nice thing about going into district. It doesn't really matter what's happened up until that point, as long as, everybody's 0-0 when you start district, so they can get a run. And I certainly don't think they're a team that's not a playoff contender. I think they absolutely are. Just not sure that they're probably what I would consider a favorite to be the district champion there. Also, you've got Brownfield taking on Abilene Wiley. Brownfield has, according to their record anyway, has struggled this year, and they have, but my goodness, the schedule that they put together for non-district to get prepared for district play is probably one of the harder ones. They've played Clyde, Midland Greenwood, Muleshoe, Levelland, and now they take on Abilene Wiley. Thing is, Brownfield's defense hasn't been able. They've given up 48 points, 63 points, 45 points, and then 77 points to a Levelland team. So, and now they're going to turn around and play Abilene Wiley, and so they're 0-4. And I really think that Brownfield's probably a team that could be the district champion in their district. So, an interesting deal there, but that's going to be a good game. Another really interesting game is Levelland back after having 143 points in 2 weeks. They're going to.
That's a lot of offense.
That is a lot of offense, and I believe they said that the quarterback there, Gerber, has 31 touchdowns through 4 games.
Wow.
He's on pace to have like 85 some odd touchdowns if he maintains for a season.
I don't know if that'll happen, but
a career.
Yeah, some wanted to.
But they travel to Snyder to take on the Snyder Tigers. Snyder has played one quarter of football in the last 2 weeks. They say lightning never strikes in the same place twice, and that may be true, but it struck the Snyder Tigers twice, is they have had 2 games in a row canceled because of rain. They never even came out of the field house last Friday night in Sweetwater. And so off of basically a 2-week bye, which, going that long without playing live-action football, it's probably a little bit long, and then to have the Levelland Lobos coming to town with their prolific offense and just how many points they can put up. That's got to have Snyder a little bit concerned, but Levelland certainly looking good in that ball game. Drop on down a little bit further. You've got Lubbock Estacado taking on San Angelo Lakeview. I think Estacado's going to have a bit of a problem there. They have just struggled on offense this year. I think that's going to continue a little bit. Probably the biggest game on the board for me as far as excitement, I think one that has potential to be a really, really good game, is Idalou traveling over to Muleshoe to take on the Muleshoe Mules. And these two teams have both been playing really, really well. I think Idalou, it's a place for either team to make a statement. And again, these games that we're having this week, these are the ones that set the tone for district. And so, you really want to get that win before you go into your bye week. And that should be a really good ball game. I never would have thought, looking at this back in the summer, whatever, this next game. You've got Lubbock High going to Shallow Water. Somebody's going to win.
Yeah, somebody has to. By rule.
By rule, someone will win. And I said it last week and I missed, but I'm going to go again. I think Lubbock High gets the win. I really do. They are so close. I mean, they are competitive. They're in their games. And Shallow Water is really an uncharted territory, and I think that could be the difference in that they're still trying to get a hold of who they are as a team. And
a psychological effect?
I believe so. And, and I could be dead wrong, but Lubbock High has battled as hard this year, and you don't want to, to be 0-4. They've played decent at times, but somebody in this game, somebody's getting a win, and that's a good thing. So go on down the list. You've got Abernathy taking on the Memphis Cyclones, a bit of a road trip for Memphis coming down. That should be a really good ball game. I think it'll be a good test for Abernathy to know where they are as a football team, because Memphis has played some really good football up there along the Red River, and that's going to be a good ball game. Floydada takes on Lubbock Roosevelt. That game, Floydada has been up and down. It's win-loss for them. So by that trend, tonight would be a win, but Lubbock Roosevelt's a team that could cause them some problems. And another really interesting game for me is Littlefield travels up to Canada, almost, Stratford, Texas, to take on the Stratford Elks, one of the powerhouse teams in 1A. And, a team that we talk about every year in the playoffs, and that could be a really good ball game as well. And then finally a private game right back there in Lubbock. You've got Lubbock Christian taking on Lubbock Trinity in TAPS District or Division III, District 1. And that's, so we've got two private schools playing 11-man football in Lubbock now, and that could be a really good game. Trinity's played some good football as well as Lubbock Christian, so be looking forward to that.
Yeah, absolutely. So what is is it Idalou Muleshoe? Is that your go-to game of the week?
Idalou Muleshoe is my go-to game of the week. If you don't mind driving halfway around the world, that Stratford-Littlefield game could be pretty good. All
right, Stephen Orr, West Texas Friday Night Scoreboard Show, and it looks like every game should, go. Yeah, we don't have any weather moving in.
I have been looking, and for the first week of the season, it looks like we, at least according to forecasters, are in the clear.
Yeah.
Which is good because, they, especially down in the big country, San Angelo area, Abilene area there, they have had trouble 2 weeks in a row and even some games up in the Panhandle as well.
So everyone should get their games in tonight.
Everybody should get their games in tonight and get them done on time. There was a game that was going on last week at 1:30 in the morning.
That's ridiculous.
I was in bed.
That's ridiculous. I mean, at some point you just call the game.
But yeah,
I guess neither of the teams wanted to do that. But playing until 1:30, I don't think you had a lot of happy people in the stands.
Well, if they were still there, but yeah, I would imagine it was a long, long night. But
yeah,
that's what we do with West Texas high school football.
That's right.
We get a little crazy about it sometimes.
That's true. Stephen Orr, West Texas Friday Night Scoreboard Show. Of course, you can hear it here on KFYO 10 p.m. to midnight. Also, our sister station, 1340 The Fan, and on the Radio Pup app as well. Stephen, appreciate your time.
Hey, Chad, thank you.
Have a good one.
You too.
And Stephen Orr, West Texas Friday Night Scoreboard Show. And if you're driving around West Texas, you can listen to it on the Radio Pup app. Just fire that up, and you can listen to the West Texas Friday Night Scoreboard Show.